gentlemen, we're going to give it up. All right, he's here. Good. You never know sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rumble on Rumble number 62. I am Fresh Mike, and with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Protocol.
DJ Protocol, light that fuel.
I'm on your bumper.
Yeah. That's my new favorite sound effect right there.
I'm on your bumper.
That's the favorite part of the board.
Word. We don't have camera. We don't have visual. If that's intentional, all G. I just want to let you know we don't have visual. So
you guys can't see me?
No, sir. No worries. I know how you like to mix it up. So you know what I mean? No worries. But I just wanted to you know what I'm saying? Check that out. Guys, I hope you like the little new intro we got rolling. Hope that's well. Hope that's good. DJ Protocol is with us here, audio, right now, doing it large and doing it live like he do. How you been? How's your week been? What's been up? Man, I got to tell you, I feel like overall we're winning. I've been in the trenches, but overall I feel like we're winning. I'm sorry. I'm acting like he's not here because I don't see. I'm sorry. How you doing, DJ Protocol? What's good, dog?
I'm good, Trench Man. I'm good. I'm just around here doing my Batman thing. You know what I'm saying? Around here in the shadows lurking. It's like, I hear him, but I can't see him. Which way is he going to pop in from? He's going to come from the left? He's going to come from the right? Or he's going to be like Batman and just swoop in on me. And, I just never see it coming.
Yeah, you never know. You
never really know.
Literally, you never know, but it happens. And it's awesome. So, by the way, side note, just got an alert. I've been added to the dumb shits of Twitter list. So there's that. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Congratulations. You know what that means? You know what they saying?
I'm on your bumper.
I'm on your bumper. I love that. I love that one. That's almost as good as.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
That dude was gangster. That little dude is gangster, man. So
yeah, man, that's a funny little dude, bro. DJ is something hilarious, man.
Yeah, DJ. I forgot his last name. They're from Texas, though. I thought that was pretty cool.
DJ Daniels.
I'm on your bumper, and with whatever little power he has, with who he knows, he's gonna be calling about that chick.
He's gonna be calling, boy. He's gonna be calling. I'm on your bumper.
Speaking of that, man, that was a Trump speech. But how your week been, man? Before we get into it, how your week been?
How your week been? My week was pretty good, man. My week was pretty good. I'm coming on the final phase of my project.
Hell yeah!
I'm on my way to vacation time. I'm on my way to instruction myself. Right?
Yes.
Gonna do some new things. Gonna fix some things. Gonna upgrade some things. We're gonna, do more podcasts. We're gonna do more streaming. We're gonna do more everything, man. We're just gonna be out here. And then I got a personal project. You know about the personal project, but I've been putting it off and getting myself in position to take care of it. And finally, The Rock can come back and handle the business of the people.
I love it. It's like they were saying,
"Do not come. Do not come."
But Pro said,
I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
And then when I got in the building and I liked it, I was like, I'm not fucking leaving because I ain't going nowhere.
Man, I got to say, all the haters are lucky because I had a couple of, and I'm not saying I'm not going to rant, but as you can see, my voice a little up and down. It's that Oklahoma change of season. It messes with everybody here, but let's just say last night it was like 24 degrees. It's going to be 75 degrees tomorrow. So my voice is a little shot. So I'm going to, be selective. I'd oddly be a little selective. So
you're going to be selective of your rants tonight.
Anyway, man.
You're such a good guy.
We do our best, man. Man, what did you think? What did you think, man? Overall, before we get specifically into the speech, uh, one thing I'll say is, I feel like right now we're just so winning, and I feel like whatever wins we are doing, I feel like they're losing, and that's maybe mainly for the normies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there some issues with Brooke? Just heads up, camera out, just in case you didn't know. Anyway, so I think for the normies, everybody's winning. Now there's some issues. I think that's sexy, she says. Oh, and shout out to me and just me, Amy Hall, all the listeners all the way around. It's too early, by the way. It's still daylight outside my window. I'm adjusting to that. I am 100% off because of that. So, but
Hey man, I completely understand. I've been dealing with it. I dealt with it an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
now
trying to do the thing where we're doing our show, but it's like it's freaking weird, right? It's like like it's daylight. I got to get back used to it. I'm gonna have to hang the curtains again. Blah blah
need
blah.
more dark curtains.
So
Yeah.
well, it's too it's hard to controlling the light in the stupid studio now that I'm trying to go professional. Anyway, I feel like overall we're winning. Here are my issues right now as it stands, man. And I was hoping to kind of maybe bring these to you simply because this is more of a national Republican approval rating kind of thing, right? A CNN point. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, specifically today. So the number one thing for me is Epstein files, which it looks like we're just not ever going to get. And that is what it is. You know what I mean? Disappointed there.
Don't be disappointed.
Disappointed.
So let me. I had this conversation with a good friend. Shouts out to Sis, man. And Sis was talking, and she was like, "Yeah, they were supposed to release them, and they didn't, and it was underwhelming." And I was like, "Listen, understand this. If they were trafficking children, and we all agree that they were trafficking children, then there had to be someone there to utilize said services. And if they were utilizing said services, and depending on when and where the statute of limitation pop into play, there could very well be, and we are sure that there are cases that can be brought on to people. Now, if you know who these people are and you're going to press charges, why would you release the information before you release the charges, right?
Correct.
So again, I don't have a problem with the initial rollout. I don't have a problem with what they put out, right? And the letter that she put out with what she put out. I have a problem with the binders. I have a problem with the right-wing conservatives, right? I have a problem with that whole sector of it.
Are you saying DC Drano is a grifter? How dare you, sir?
Well, more so not DC Drano, right?
Yeah.
I'm more so talking about Jack piece of shit and
and
damn, what's the other, Mike Cernovich. Yeah, and Mike Cernovich, so
we never got it. Why don't you like Mike? Because I've had a couple of talks with Mike before. Cool, so
I don't like Mike for the same reason. Essentially, I don't like Ben Suckadick. That's Ben Shapernino for those who don't understand. Anyway,
but he's
I feel like they can do some great things at times, right? They can come out with some information. They can have great intentions at times, but then the worst half of the grift will catch them, and they will do or say something that will erode in routes that we have made within the Republican conservative side of things, right? Case in point, I don't want to ride a plane if there's a black person flying it. Like, wait, what?
I thought that was Charlie Kirk that said that.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
It's these types of things. It's that class of people, because they'll do it. They're on the in wokeness train, right? Well, they'll share something along the same lines that can be misconstrued. You can have somebody at the front door, and they getting ready to ring the doorbell. They was ready. They was coming.
Yeah.
And then they heard a dog barking on the other side, and they hauled off because they're scared of dogs, or the dog just turned, or whatever the case is, right? Like, it's that type of situation. It's like, you've been working, you've got them, their eyes are open, they're willing to give you a chance, they want to hear you out, and then they bite into a piece of chicken and it's raw on the inside. And you know what? I don't want to deal with you guys anymore. And it's that type of shit that those grifters do. But going back to, the premise of, I was okay with her saying, hey, we're releasing these plane logs, we're releasing all this paperwork that leaked out before, that nobody actually came out and confirmed was actually real. Now we're going to go ahead and confirm that, yes, it was real. Here we go. All right. And with that being said, we have more things are going to happen. We're looking at charges that are on the way. Stay tuned, which is essentially, what I'm saying, this is phase 1 of many phases.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, instead of them saying, hey guys, this wasn't the Epstein files, and that was it. It was the Epstein files, phase 1, which meant, by definition, because they defined it as phase 1, there was a plan for a
phase 2.
Phase 2.
I see that.
At the very least. Now, who knows how many more phases they could have drugged this bitch out further than the goddamn Fast and Furious saga. Okay, they really could have. But people being underwhelmed, right? Them not carrying the messaging like they should have, right? Because they took they had the messaging of most transparency administration ever, right? Pam Bondi. They ran with that messaging, but
and there's something I want to say about that too, because just to pause right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and this is where the liberals feel like they get you, a gotcha. Okay, we're talking about the entire thing. When it comes to government spending, when it comes to what government spending we want to cut, when it comes to who we're firing, the positions we're firing, all of that information, more transparent than ever in the history of government, and especially in automated government. We know things now we had no idea about, like the tricycles in the basements where they keep all the deep records, or people that are older than America. That was one of my favorite parts of the speech, when he was like, Bobby, the country's healthier than we thought it was. We have people over 150 on. So we're extremely but that's the hard part, right? Because they're always looking for something. And it's like, oh, he's not transparent about this little thing over here. But is he not? Like you said, is there a phase 2? Do we need to get some stuff going in court before a phase 2 can be released? I do like that idea. I do like that.
Like, I mean, it's the only idea that, honestly, if we want justice, then that's the only idea that should be about. It's the only idea that should be about.
Well, I didn't I want to get your take, man, since I got you here. I didn't plan on playing this. I was looking this over. We're just going to watch a little bit of this.
Hold on, before we get to them.
Yes.
Before we get to them, just got to say this last part.
Yes.
With them saying that there will be a phase 1 and people were underwhelmed, they did not have to come out when the people were underwhelmed and they were saying, hey, we already have this and this isn't what we were looking for. Instead of her saying, hey, there's a lot more info and we got it. Because I told you I had all the files, and I told you. Pam said herself that there were thousands of pages of files.
Right.
Okay. Then you release 244 pages and you say, oh, this is all they sent me. I didn't know. I'm demanding more information. Well, wait a minute. Which lie is it not?
That's true.
Is it not them giving you thousands of pages? Or is it not you getting everything. Like it's one of the two. It's one of the two. And they really messed up on the messaging and the movement on that. Now, with that being said, I am not out of the realm of believing that something is about to take place. Oh, it is. Oh, he was dead on it. He's the I'm sorry. Whose administration actually locked him up for the shit? I'm sorry.
It's true.
Right? and although the deep state did get in there and remove him, it's still, oh, Trump's not going to do nothing. He's the one who motherfucking bought the cases in the first place.
True.
So there's that. So people, you're talking about the wrong shit, and you're looking at it in the wrong way. If we want justice, there's a particular way that justice comes about. All right. When we get the footage of a shooting in a parking lot or whatever, it's because they're looking for the person or it's leaked. But when they know and they haven't apprehended the person, when they know who they are and they haven't apprehended them yet, unless they say, hey, we're out here looking, they don't give it to you. There's a lot of stuff, and when you get it, it's leaked. Remember, the news always says leaked security footage. That's what they say.
Who's leaking all of this stuff, man? You know what I'm saying?
Is it the person who owns the business? Because they'll go to the business owner and be like, hey, can we get a copy of that there? Like, come on, guys. Let's just if we get through 2 years and we don't hear a phase 2, hell, fuck it. If we get through 8 months and we don't hear a phase 2.
Yeah.
I'll give you up to 6, but you get to 8. Got a problem. And I'm only giving you up to 6 because I know that there is so much going on.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it makes sense the way they're doing it, right? They're in that. Okay, so there's a couple things there. Man, I want the videos. I want the hard drives. I want all of that stuff. I want a website that we can all go to where it has been publicly released and we can look at it. Now, I'm not saying that's never coming, but I want that to come. But there's only so many people in the DOJ, and you've got to do this right. You've only got one shot. You mess it up and it's over. So I think that the way they're doing it now, you've got Pam right now. If the number one focus is the Trump shooters and the fact that there might be a legit conspiracy, that might be, I just want to know about the first dude. That is still so weird. And we were just like, okay, moving on. Quite honestly, because so many of the murderous, villainous Democrats were happy about it, we didn't get a real investigation. And it was kind of brilliant because while they were happy about it on our side, we were busy trying to get Trump elected. So we didn't get to pause and dig into it because we were still on the battlefield, right? So now's the time. And then the other guy that, had the 8 cell phones and had legitimate ties to Ukraine and was literally recruiting people on his social medias to go to Ukraine. He was your connect. If you were a young man and you wanted to go to Ukraine, he would get you the money and the connect to go there to fight. And that's the guy that was trying to kill Trump, right? Had a Kamala Harris sticker, was registered to vote in Hawaii, but also registered to vote in, I believe, Virginia or another state. So on 2 voter rolls, a Republican on one, Democrat on the other, ties to Ukraine. Very shady stuff, right? And that's not even the first dude. I mean, come on, man. Come on. That kid don't even walk around. How quickly we forget the dude was walking around for 20 minutes. Cops were called, on and on and on. Don't even get me started. So
people were pointing at the roof saying that, hey, he's up there with a gun.
Yeah.
Like, again, but Trump said something the other day. Someone asked him, did he plan on releasing the information on the shooters? He was like, yeah, we're getting close and I'm going to release. The people need to know. American people need to know. We're looking. I can tell you this much: it wasn't Biden. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said it wasn't Biden.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
But what was, right?
Hmm?
But what was?
What was?
Did you see that? That's
report came out.
speaking of that. Did you see that?
Yeah, the report.
Yeah,
That was like the
lawsuit.
automated.
Yeah, and not only that, yeah, they're suing. They're suing right now. Because supposedly, because he signed like the most bills ever of any president, and they were saying that Isabello in the building, LA in the house. Shout out to Candid Thoughts podcast, one of the top, literally one of the top in the top 200 of all podcasts on Apple. He's the creator of that, so hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. Anyway, we were talking. I forgot. But anyway, let's get to this clip, man, because we're rocking. So, and I only have so much voice tonight, so I want to, yeah.
That painting is like, I got you, bitch. That's what that is.
All right.
You got a president who was on the flight logs 26 times.
I remember that.
With that, and you got that guy in a
remember that pic?
Dress in your house.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. There's no such thing as coincidences in this world. If you want to find the truth, you just have to look a little deeper, and typically it's just sitting right there. Donald Barr. You ever heard of him? Here's a little history lesson for you. Donald Barr got his career start in the Office of Strategic Services. This, of course, was the precursor to the CIA during World War II. What would eventually become the CIA was one of the pet projects of Donald Barr, who believed in the unified theory of government. What's that? That's the theory that the deep state, as we know it today, should just continue on. There should be a government that just never has to answer to the people, never has to be confined by the boundaries of a republic or constitutional order, that there should be permanent bureaucrats forever in charge. And he helped found that.
That's basically fascism
system. Donald Barr is also the man who groomed Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, who was not particularly smart, didn't graduate college, got a job from Donald Barr at a special school called the Dalton School. Jeffrey Epstein taught there and was groomed by Donald Barr, who was also an author. What book did Donald Barr write? He published Space Relations. This is a book, a science fiction novel. Don't worry. It's all science fiction, not grounded in the real world at all, about a planet ruled by oligarchs who engage in child sex slavery.
You're muted, bud. So we.
I was just gonna say, sorry. I've worked in the creative world a long time. My boy Isabello, producer as well, produced a lot of stuff, written as well. If anybody creative came to me with some shit like this, they are off. They are out. They're deleted. They are blocked. I'm not fucking with them. So how does this guy write this book and maintain? Did it not ring a bell? Hey, this guy's writing books about child sex slavery, fiction books about child sex slavery. Like, this is what he's dreaming up. Anyway, back to it, y'all.
Great. Got it. Yep. Epstein Madame Ghislaine Maxwell, whose father was also deep intel for Mossad. Well, they put the two together, and the rest is history. Meaning literally history. Meaning, like, will we ever see the documents? Maybe this is why we won't ever see the documents. Donald Barr is also, ironically, the father of Bill Barr.
Ding, 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 ding.
Who was the attorney general.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Sell federal property, was allowed to be murdered by a foreign country. Sources tell us. Yeah. I really wonder, ladies and gentlemen, what that foreign country could be. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell's father was given a state funeral in Israel. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was a secret agent with the Israeli government, worked for Mossad. This is well documented.
Super spy.
And actually was straight up killed under very mysterious circumstances when he got on the wrong side of that relationship. So anyway, these are just realities. These are just facts. What am I reading from? Am I reading from InfoWars? No, I'm reading from Wikipedia, dude. You can just straight up you can find this stuff out by just looking. And there's a guy who's a professional noticer. I call it professional noticing, right? Space relations. Look at this. Oligarchs who engage in child sex slavery. Isn't that something? There's a guy who's a professional noticer. His name's Ian Carroll. His YouTube channel, big on X. Got 1 million subs on X, right? I've been following him for a while, and he just does like kind of breakdowns of.
This is a clip between him and Joe talking a little bit about it.
I think you'd probably call him like a professional researcher more than anything. And he just has the guts to straight up say the truth about specificity. It's the guy who's ballsy enough to say it.
What do you have the least faith that we're going to come to
Epstein,
a conclusion?
for sure.
Epstein.
And I think it's because of Israel. I think that because I mean, when you really dig into Epstein, his entire network was Israel. It was clearly like Ehud Barak was the ex-prime minister and the ex-head of Israeli intelligence. Leslie Wexner was one of the most powerful pro-Israeli philanthropists. The whole organization was Israel.
So
and I'm not saying it was all of Israel.
It was all an intelligence gathering, and
it was targeting Americans. It was targeting American officials and the American president.
Right.
And the CIA does have interest in those targets too. Elements in the CIA does. Certainly they had help from the CIA, and certainly they had help from these other organized crime and intelligence operations. But you don't so for example, Dan Bongino, the new deputy director of the FBI, he recently had this clip that went all around where he said on camera that he had a source that he trusted deeply. And he's an informed guy. He was at a Fox News interview, and the source told him that Epstein was working for an intelligence agency in the Middle East. And I don't know which one, but someone in the Middle East. And to be fair, we all already knew this. We already know who he worked for. At least I think so. But I'm looking at, okay, Dan, so if this giant group of Jewish billionaires is running a sex trafficking operation targeting American politicians and business people and stuff, you think they're working with an Arab or Muslim nation in the Middle East? Like, you think that Leslie Wexner is devoting his entire life to philanthropies on behalf of Israel, but then he's going to work for Saudi Arabia when he's doing this trafficking ring?
Right. But if someone says to him that they're all working for a country in the Middle East, knowing he knows what that means, but not specifying, doesn't he kind of have to repeat it that same way?
Well, he also has to repeat it the same way because he won't get the job if he says Israel.
Exactly.
Because Israel has so much control over our government right now. And I'm not saying that all Jews are in on something. Clearly, internet. Thank you.
Internet.
And Joe is definitely not saying that.
Definitely not.
But the Israel's government is as vulnerable to the deep state effect as the American government. But I would argue that Israel's government is way more vulnerable to it because of the people that founded Israel and the way it was founded. It was founded in a modern time, much more recently, by it was a revolutionary founding. And I can totally sympathize with the Jewish desire to have that state. I get it. But because of the way that happened, the people that founded Israel were a bunch of organized crime figures in America, the Jewish mob, that were helping with money and with arms trafficking to get the guns there because they had to have guns. And it was the Rothschild banking family sending a whole bunch of money and getting the declaration in the first place.
All
right. And then
okay, what's good?
Wait a minute. I can sympathize with the people who wanted to settle there. But let's just be real. This was the mobsters and the crime families and the syndicates. Nigga.
Okay, but
nigga. If they're the ones who are creating and establishing the colonization of it, wouldn't it be their people who they're putting to live there? It's not the warm and fuzzy peoples that you want to believe is the ones who are no, bitch, that's their paradise. That's where they're sending their families and their bloodline and their lineage to keep them safe from all the shit they was doing elsewhere. It's not the Jews in the Bible in which who you all try to say they are. It's not. And I'm gonna stop there before some crazy shit happens to the stream. But
we have so many listeners already. I mean, how would we? You know what I mean? Let's not do anything to increase them. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I understand. I also understand. And if you're a people, right? And I just want to disclaimer: if you're a people without a land and without a home, and your original home had been taken from you years before, and you've been oppressed everywhere you went, you would want a place, right? You'd want a place to call home. Bro, are we all just looking for a place to call home?
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Because I'm going to give you my word for it. I don't have a problem agreeing with that. I don't have a problem agreeing with that. All right.
I just want to work in Hollywood again. You know,
I just want, look, I have no problem agreeing with that if that is the standard in which we're going to move and live by.
Okay, yes.
I have
That
no.
needs to apply to all people.
It needs to
Absolutely.
apply to all people. If we're going to have that conversation, then we need to apply it to all people.
Because you're about 40 acres short. If we're gonna,
bro. No, fuck that. Fuck the 40 acres short. I'm about. Let's go to my page right quick. Let me go to my page.
all right, man. We're down.
We're gonna go.
By the way, guys, sorry if you tuned in for the other stuff. We're a bit off the rails. But this is a good show right now to me. So.
Hey, man, I'm having fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
And this isn't. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find the whole thing. See if I can find the whole thing right quick. While you put that up there, I'm going to see if I can find the. Yeah. And this is it right here. Give me this right here. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh, I hate it's from his page, but whatever. Fuck me. All right. So this right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is called the Gullah Geechee Heritage Corridor. All right. 30 miles inland from the shore, from Jacksonville to essentially Jacksonville. There's a Jacksonville, North Carolina, but they cut it off here at Wilmington. But anywhere, going from Carolina, northern type, all the way down to Florida, just past Jacksonville, going 30 miles inland, 40 acres and a mule. All right. That is a U.S. agreement between freedmen and the United States government that told us we ain't gonna fuck with y'all, we ain't gonna mess with y'all. Y'all got this land right here, 30 miles inland from the shore, from Jacksonville to Jacksonville. All right.
Holy shit. Like, you know how I think, right? You already know. We've talked enough. You know how I think. You know I'm always 2 steps ahead, but I'm like, the amount of money and controlling those ports from wow, you control the import outport business, all the oil, vacationing. Oh my god.
There we go. So if we're going to have this conversation,
trillions,
trillions.
Wow. Yeah.
But they're gonna turn over Jacksonville and the port of Jacksonville. They're gonna turn over the port of Brunswick. Surely you don't think they're gonna turn over the port of Savannah. They got land right now in Beaufort that they're actually about to open another port in, and the port in Charleston.
Remember, they don't open new ports without demand. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
If they don't do that to lose money. No one has ever opened a port and it be a losing money scenario. That's not why you do that.
So listen, again, I'll be glad to hold that conversation if we were really going to hold that conversation.
Okay, so because you know how the government does, they promise you something and then you have to fight for a small percentage of it normally, right? But if you just got tolls to that 30 miles to the shore and back, you got the hotel taxes and you got the and you got control of the ports as far as, profitable business running. That Just that. Everybody, you know what I mean? All the white businesses and bop and whatever. You just got that, which is not owning the land. Clearly owning the land would be it, because you could borrow against that solid, you know what I mean? That stable actual asset, which is this land. And you know what I mean? That not only we can farm, we can grow, we can build, we can fit, Yeah, you could borrow against that land and build outward and buy huge swaths of other America. I don't want to. That would make me mad as fuck. I'm sorry.
Hey man, look, and that's where I am. That's
Yeah.
where I am. Where I'm like,
different if it wasn't promised. If it was like, hey, me and my buddies got together and came up with an idea. You know what I mean? It's nothing like, it's like the government promised this. Man, don't even
Don't get me started.
Shout out to Fuego in the building. We love you, Fuegs. Thank you so much for stopping by. But yeah, man, wow. So you're like, basically you're saying, okay, so if we want our home, is what you're saying, yeah.
We want if we want our home, and this is what we're talking about, bro. Give me my shit. You won't hear shit from me about what you're doing over there if you give me my shit. If we're going to hold that to the status, then let me fight for mine too.
Right.
Let me fight for mine too. Let me get me. That's just it, man.
Man. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, dude. You were explaining it to me. Kind of like
that's why I'm pro.
Oh, I was feeling. Hold on, I got it, man. I pulled it up. I found it. Sorry, I got it.
Pull it up. We can't see it.
I'm on it. I'm on it right here, man. You're sharing with me that you belong. That land belongs to you. This is how I feel.
What are you saying? I'm the man, Whitey, and you guys are the victims of...
Hey, let me run that back. Something is broken. Damn it.
Something is broken.
There we go.
I'm the man, Whitey, and you guys are the victims of a tyrannical, racist, oppressive society. That's right. Man, that sucks. Sucks, true. I'm gonna talk to some people, straighten this out, man.
I'm gonna straighten this out, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
All right, that's a little fun there. Yo, wait, you mean to tell me
that, bro? That is our one of my favorite. So, first of all, shouts out to Chris Farley.
Yes.
Like, I was young when he passed, and it really hurt my feelings, right? Because, like, when you're watching the morning, like the early morning news, and they tell you about, whoever died, whatever.
Yeah.
I vividly remember early the next morning getting ready for school, and they were like, Chris Farley was found dead. I was like, no. Chris Farley, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams. As a kid, hands down, 3 favorite comedians that was doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, only because, like, I could see, like, I wasn't old enough for Red Fox or Richard Pryor. Like, as I got older, then I was able to understand their comedy and laugh at what the fuck they had going on, right? And they're where they are with me now. But, like, as a kid, Chris Farley, Robin Williams, Jim, their comedy and sacrifice their bodies for all types of funny shit. To me, that was it. But dude, fucking Black Sheep and fucking Tommy Boy. Oh my goodness, bro. Son of a kill Whitey.
Yeah, that's the same. I just didn't run that part.
Oh man. Hillary Clinton, you know what I'm saying? Hillary Clinton before Hillary Clinton. Oh
Yes.
man.
For me, it was him, and then it was Martin. Because a lot of
Yeah,
a
and
lot of
Martin.
everything is
Yeah,
access. Like, what is
yeah,
going on? Like, Martin was in my house, and then
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Chris
yeah,
Farley was
yeah.
on Saturday Night Live. Martin was on weekly, and then they started running it like daily, the reruns or whatever.
Mhm.
And that was huge. I used to watch Martin every day after school, and I could act like Martin, and people would laugh. Like he was the first, because and people don't know that they're like, oh, what's the first? Really, for me, probably Eddie Murphy was the first. Him and, believe it or not, Andrew Dice Clay were the first two I actually remember as like a little kid watching and laughing, and be like, I'm not supposed to laugh at that. So, and then Martin, because I could do Martin, right? And my mom's was like, remember, I come from it was like I say, it was just me and my mom. She was very religious. Like, I didn't get to dress up for Halloween kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
Similar story, similar story. My
yeah,
mom, you know what I'm saying, she my parents was married, but that's another conversation we'll have at another time, because
sure,
anyway, another conversation for another time. But she we went to private school. I went
right.
to private school all the way up until 5th grade. And she was not like, we're at church every Sunday. I couldn't watch like I would catch Martin every now and then if she'd have it on, and I just, be in there messing with her, but then I would see it, you know what I'm saying? And I remember, certain funny things, like when they was on vacation, and it was the possum or the raccoon he was fighting that. I remember that. I remember when he was in the boxing ring and he got all lumped. That was funny as fuck. Oh, this one I love. It's so hard to say goodbye to my mama's bird.
The bird, yes, I remember that.
Oh man, but yeah, it wasn't really happening. Wasn't really happening.
It was wonderful. It was great. So, all right, man. We got to get into it.
Let's
By the
get
way,
it.
do you see what I have up on the screen?
Somewhat.
Just a little fun side note as I'm scrolling through my man merch, as you know, one of my personal favorites. Definitely, you know, maybe not what we would have on this show, and edge lord, as they say. But he just retweeted a tweet that says, "Did we all forget that Candace got her name out there by trying to start a doxing website and only became on the Oppo side because of Zoe Quinn?" And he put, "I never forgot." So yeah,
Hey man.
just a little something for you, because Candace is getting love right now. Look, sure, you know what I mean. She's shining. Hey, look, there's other people shining right now that maybe I'm not crazy about on some level. You know what I mean? The good thing about the shine is that if you're not shiny and they give you the shine, you look dull. You got to be ready for it. You know what I mean? Maybe she reads through it. Called his Simon and talks about the symbolism and evil. Yeah. Well, no, when it comes to Halloween, man, there's some stuff there. I think that I don't know, man. I think that a lot of it has to do with, as a kid, it's fun to dress up like a cowboy or a cop or a fireman, and I don't want to take that from kids, but I also don't want to, put them in, weird low key demon worshiping things either. So I don't know, man.
That
So
part. That's where I'm at with it. Like, I love the kids dressing up, you know what I'm saying, in different characters. It's when you start having the skeletons and the demons and all the other stuff. Like, I have a problem with that.
yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. And I'm pretty sure you guys see it too. But you see now, um, we're getting Halloween decorations of the house like they used to do for Christmas.
The big blow, like, yeah, man.
Yes, the
Sam's
blow
Club,
ups.
whatever
Yeah,
you guys
bro.
do, 5, 6, 7, 8 foot witches and goblins and
That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. And I'm like, you guys don't notice that we're getting more and more demonic?
yeah, man.
The fuck?
I don't. It concerns me on that level, and then like, yeah, man, I'm gonna sound like the oldest, most backwards, fucking, red tard, but Wicked. I hate to say it, but literally, it's in the name. Wicked. You know what I'm saying? And
Did
it's
you watch it?
no, no.
Yeah,
I
so
watched the original. I watched the original like years ago. I watched that one, and that I got it. And I'm
I'm
not.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. This is pro. Wicked wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah, man.
Like no, like honestly, Wicked wasn't a this is what like literally. All right, I'm just gonna tell you the beginning. This isn't a spoiler. I'm just gonna tell you the beginning of the movie. All right,
Right.
just to set it up. And this was essentially the tone for the rest of the movie. Right, mom and dad, husband and wife, they're married. Husband dips off for vacation or does business, and then the side dude comes in the house, right? And mom's is in there getting it in with the side dude, and they're drinking this magic green drink. You feel me? And a baby is born of it, right? And now, mom and dad, mom's black, dude is racially ambiguous. We really don't know what the heck he is, but we know he ain't black. The baby comes out, and I ain't gonna lie. To me, it was kind of funny. It kind of reminded me of Life, right? Remember in Life when Can't Get Right had the baby,
Yeah.
and and the baby came out, and the granddaddy was like,
I mean, see, they used to make better movies. I'm just saying. I don't care.
So
Lower budget and funnier movies. I'm just saying.
So this was essentially the same thing. The baby came out, but the baby came out green because they was drinking on the green drink, right?
Right.
And it was like he just shitted on the baby her whole life, and she was a good person. Like in the movie, motherfucker was good and like on point. Just look, I just want to live. I just want to be a part. I'm just a person. Like, and they treated her like shit. Like, bro, when I tell you, like the way that they arranged this movie, right, when it was coming out and we was hearing all the people talk about it, plus the actors in which was acting in it, we all felt like this movie was going to be a woke crock of shit. We all thought this was going to be a woke crock of shit, and nobody wanted to see it.
Right.
But I actually was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it just to see just how bad they're going to portray us, and they're going to, and it wasn't actually it was more like, oh, they're actually telling the people. I wonder if they're going to actually pick up that they're, holy shit. Wasn't a bad movie. Like if you're not doing anything and you just happen to be scrolling and you got like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Nothing else to do, turn it on. Bro, if it isn't, if it's so horrible that you don't finish it, not only will I send you your $2 that I owe you on Cash App, right? I'll send you multiples of the $2 that I owe you on Cash App, and you can go and get you some Dave's hot chicken or
All
something.
right. Oh yeah, I could go there. I forgot. So my wife just discovered Sam's Club. We spent $1,000 there in the past 2 weeks. Damn near. Like,
Jesus.
yeah, I know. Like I
Jeez.
need a bum to hit, right, to get through all this food. You know what I mean?
God
It's like,
damn. No, stay away, Amy. No more Sam's, Amy. No more Sam's. Okay, just leave it alone. No, because I know. Listen, I know how Sam's will get you, especially I used to actually love and enjoy the fucking Polish dogs at Sam's. The Polish dogs at Sam's was primo. I don't eat beef anymore, so I haven't had one of their Polish or the hot dogs in what year? Oh shit! Damn.
But the
It's been
savings.
like 8 years. What your savings?
She's like, here's the
Savings?
thing. She's like, I bought 200 pounds of ground beef, but if I would have bought 5 pounds like we normally do, it would have been, $367 cheaper. But per pound, I save $5 a pound. You're like, great.
No,
What?
no. Two person household
No, I know. No.
purchase certain things from Sam's. Not everything. We don't get everything from Sam's.
Yeah, no. Bathroom items, yes.
Yes.
Stuff you're going to
Coffee.
use every day. Oh yeah, they got the good. I can't find better coffee for cheap. I'm a coffee guy, so if you got a chest freezer and a food saver machine, let it ride, yo. I love it.
Yeah.
Me in the
Go
bill.
get that. Go get one of the. Go get a chest freezer and a food vacuum from Sam's. That's what you get from Sam's, right? You buy your TV from Sam's. 2-person household is certain things. I saw somebody buy an engagement ring at Sam's. I was like,
man, just don't tell. You know what I mean? Come and borrow him a pound of beef.
I mean, but it's Sam's. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, it's a members only place, right? It's a members only place. So like, you can do something like that at Sam's. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do this special, because we can get this at a cheaper price. You know what I mean? We're going to get this, and we're going to offer this exclusively for our members, since it is a members only situation. Hey, man.
Same here. I don't know why mine married me. She was lonely. I caught her at you know what I mean? Look, here's the key, man. Buy low, sell high. That's the secret, right? So anyway, I'm telling you, here's the thing. They said you couldn't do it. I made her a big, beautiful wife. I did. I took her in, made her beautiful. It was great. Huge. So anyway, you got it.
It was huge.
Having fun. Anyway, speaking of having fun, the speech, the best first State of the Union ever, in my humble opinion. I thought it was great. It was, by the history books, the longest ever spoken. A lot of people focused on the the Democrats' behavior, which was just ignorant. We all know that. But there was a lot of great points made. And, we're going to hit some of it. We're going to, try to hit some highlights, and we'll go from there. So let's start with the opening.
Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
The whole night, like, he looked at one side for something. He said child trafficking, and he pointed at him.
They is upset over there. Who they upset?
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years.
True.
And we are just getting started.
I love it.
You got work to do.
We do have work to do.
You got work to do. We are just getting started, motherfuckers. Bills.
And I mean, that's one thing, we will definitely address. Can't do a kind of a definitely pro-Trump conservative show without calling it out, man. I'm an honest man, and I gotta say, hey, look, he said he was going to lower prices on day one, and that hasn't happened. Breaks my heart. I understand why, but at the end of the day, that's not a dub. Now, in 2 years, 3 years, we're going to be winning so much it will not matter. And in 2 or 3 years, it'll be like, yeah, he said he was going to lower them on day one. But first of all, my grandmother doesn't have to pay Social Security taxes anymore. All that lies about Medicare, Medicaid didn't happen. You know, food prices are not only down, I have more money to buy more food. And now there's a lot more food being produced in America. And now there's a lot more jobs that Americans are doing that they didn't. So it's all going to be better and it will not matter. But I'll let you have this one. I'm not going to lie and be like, nah, or this or that. I'm not going to liberal you. I'm not going to give you 14 reasons. Well, maybe, kind of, sort of. No. He said he was going to lower prices on day one, and that has not happened.
Well, I think that he fucked up by overstating that.
Yeah.
In that manner, right? He would have been better off served as saying, hey, look, on day one, I'm going to start working on lowering the prices. I'm going to start working on lowering the prices. And this has been 4 years of fuck up that we have to chip away at. And I'm not going to stop working for you. Day one, we're going in there and we're getting the work of the people done to start lowering these prices. And I don't know how soon we're going to do everything we can. I want them to happen day one. I want to go in there and I want to start. And we find ways, matter of fact, we already been looking at ways that we can lower the prices for the people by opening up certain funds and pouring into the farmers and the local producers so that they in turn can start selling to the local stores, which will cut down on costs on transportation and delivery of like there's conversations that could have been had, that should have been had, that need to be had, that isn't being had. Like they're just running, you know, they're just spitting and they're just spitting, not really thinking about what they're spitting, but they're just spitting, and that's their intentions to do it, but you just don't have what's necessary to do it in that manner. Not that. Not
Well,
that.
I think
Releasing the J6 boys and prisoners day one, you can do that. Stroke of the pen, it can happen.
Doge
Right?
coming in.
Doge coming in the way you did, that's something that you can do. Strike in day one. There are things that you can do day one that takes immediate effect. There are. And there are other things that you have to work through. And you know this. This is how you should be saying it. But again, you know, Grandioso, it is ultimately, it is a win that you give the libs now. It is a own that they can go and run with now. Oh, you said he's going to lower the egg prices. Look, they've gone up even higher. Oh. Yeah, bitch, because you're sending bird flu in the fucking chicken plants.
And Biden called for the culling of 150 million specifically egg-laying chickens. So there's that too.
How tell me, how in the fuck is bird flu getting inside of contained factories and farms? You mean to tell me that we got a real live chicken run movie going on right now, and the goddamn on rooster is done landed inside the damn hen house from outside? The circus animal done laid down in here with the women. Now he around here smacking the backs loose. Is that what's happening?
Who was working all these farms?
Somebody's taking the shit in there.
Yeah, who was working all these farms? Was it what was the majority group of people working these farms? People who stood to lose greatly from the immigration policies that were coming in. Let's just put 2 and 2 together, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sending you away, and then all of a sudden, the place you work, the chickens all get sick, and we kill them all. There's no way those 2 things could be coincidental. No way. And in fact, we know the chicken business is synonymous with illegal immigration. It's damn near slave trade, literally. Man, living where I live, there are towns in Oklahoma and Texas that are decimated. You know what I mean? They don't exist anymore because the business was able to be shipped to Mexico, which is what Trump is trying to fix. And then everything has turned massive, right? So you had a chicken plant that, you know, whatever, produced chickens for 10 counties or whatever. And that all went to one big city, and all the chickens go out from one place. And they literally trade labor across the border. This is well known. Look it up. All of a sudden, we stop, you know, we go, that's going to stop happening. And all of a sudden, all the egg and chicken prices go up. You know what? I don't know. So.
Shit sad, bro.
Yep.
Shit sad. But yeah, that's why I think he dropped the ball at, and you know.
Yeah, I just wanted to own it, man. As much as, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be that guy where anybody is like, well, you guys, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You don't even mention. I'm like, I'm going to, okay, yeah, no. Hey, look, me of all people need prices to come down. Me of all, hey, look, don't think I forgot about that $5,000 check. Don't think I forgot about that. I want that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on all this stuff. Let's not forget about it. Let's hold them accountable. Let's make sure that, okay, so prices didn't come down day one. We can scream and cry about that all day long. That don't change it. Prices can come down, should come down, and will come down. And more than that, we're going to have more money in our pocket that we actually earn and make, because less of it will be taxed and going to the government. That's what we need to demand. That's what we want to see. So, in my opinion, there. Fun part of the speech here. Let's check this part out.
$101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
What'd you say?
They big mad at Elon right now.
Oh yeah, they are.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation. And we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also confidence and Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby. Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249. And one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100
Somebody
years.
said, wait a minute.
older
Wait
than our
a minute.
country.
Wait. Oh, shit. Did you
But
hear
we're
what that
gonna
person
find out where
said?
that money's going.
They said Joe
And it's
Biden.
not going to be.
They said Joe Biden.
I gotta hear that again.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249. And one person is listed at 360 years of age.
Joe
More than
Biden.
100 years, more than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying right there. Man, there's a way to do it. What frustrates me is they never mention that on the other side, that there is a way to do it. In fact, to a greater extent, I think that's why they're losing, man. I don't see them doing anything to make them better than our party. To the point of cognitive dissonance. I got really into it for like 3 days with a dude who is great. Also, he speaks Russian and has been to Ukraine. So I think I might have been dealing with the op for real. Because I invited him on the show. He's like, I've been to Russia and Ukraine many times in the past 5 years. And I know, I was like, come on the show. He's like, I speak Russian and I speak a little Ukraine. I was like, come on the show and talk to us about it then, from your point of view. But he keeps doing these weird posts where he quotes a conservative viewpoint that's not quite true. And then he gives a big response on why it's wrong. And I'm like, that's not correct. You're doing the wrong thing. You're saying the wrong thing. I'm right here. Ask me. He's like, you're crazy. You're nuts. I'm blocking you now. Yeah, dude. So, which is what they do. Shout out to Shane Cashman, the fucking lunatic book, which was a whole book written on how they call you just crazy and a lunatic if you even dare question the narrative. So,
fuck them.
Yeah. But man, I just feel like there's a way to do it. So, and I know you being a small business owner, man, what do you see? What do you think, man? What are you thinking there?
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
And keep making money and keep, progressing forward. Like, I'm finding out what the Small Business Administration got going on, holding them to the fire. I'm like, all right, listen, we're going to build small businesses. What are we doing to build small businesses? What kind of tax breaks do we have? Do we have any money we're trying to infuse into, capital that we can go ahead and get these things rolling and expanding and getting what we need? Like, where are we moving and how are we building? That's where I'm at with it. I'm looking at industry now, like which way I want to go, which way I want to turn. This was where I was at the end of the initial Trump term, right? Is look, we got opportunity zones that are coming. We got the SBA. We got all these different opportunities to where we can infuse money in the community, start building businesses back up because we are bringing business back to America. Somebody has to do it, and the small business is the blood of the American economy. We made it these corporations, but we don't need these corporations. It's the smaller businesses, the ones that the people in the neighborhoods and the communities, the ones where they work at, where they should have a pride and they should have a love. And like, that's where I'm at with the shit. I don't care about this other shit. I'm really to the point where I really don't. It's too much. It's good. It's fucking loving hip hop Atlanta and shit. And I don't even watch that. So I don't even really want to get tuned into
Big Brother
all the fuckery. Yeah, man, it's just fuckery.
Yeah.
I want to build. I want to open up business. I want to, employ people. I want to get the American mindset and American spirit back into fucking work. I don't want to hear nobody talk about no motherfucking universal basic income. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear nothing about a universal basic income. I let that shit be something else. Let that make UBI, call it the Doge dividend. All right,
Yeah.
fuck it. Instead of we're getting universal basic income and everybody's going to get this amount of money, like no, then that's making these motherfuckers not want to work. Don't call it that, right? Give them jobs, build up the economy, and then if you want to send a motherfucker a check every month, if that's what you just want to do, well then fine. Send them a Doge dividend every month, right? Hey, we found this right here, or we took more money, or there's a slush fund back there, and we found this, so we're sending it back to the American people. We're doing this. Well, that's what you should be doing. Let it influence and inspire those people to work, build, be a part of a community, be a part of something bigger than themselves, actually provide and be wanted and needed in a situation. Push that spirit back onto the people so that they will get their dumbasses up and want to go build these ships that Donald Trump wants to be, have us build here in America. And they want to grow food. All these people who are talking about, I want more healthy food. I want more healthy food. Okay, bitch, well, which cow you about to go create? You know what I'm saying? Which one? When I say create, like you actually have them free grazing because you're on a farm and they're eating your fucking grass and you're talking to them and you're loving them. What egg farm are you going to run? What vegetables are you going to grow? These are the happiest vegetables ever. You know what I'm saying? We go out there, we tend to them. We make sure that there's no pest out there. We get the best of soil and all of this. Like you should be doing that shit. You're a teacher and you want to be a good teacher, then show me that you were Miss Honey and you're not Miss fucking Trunchbull. Show me that. We need more Miss Honeys out here. We need more Joe Clarks out here. Be that. If you're not going to be that and help us get back to that type of living, that America, then you are in the fucking way. If you're out here doing whatever you can to get in the way of true progression, you see steps being made forward and you out here being Judas. Ben Shapiro is a Judas.
I agree.
Everybody knows. I heard something today. I heard the Hodge twins and they gave me a twinkle in my heart. I also got to go find the old video because I think they said something different. But they sounded like Pro. What up, Royal? They sounded like Pro.
Real fast, we got to give a shout out to LS.
Oh, my dog.
You
know what? I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't give you this.
All right, thumbs up. Ready, guys? Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to both of you.
I just got mad all over again about these people and this universal basic income and not working and
well, can I tell you why it's dangerous from the white guy point of view? The white collar, the low level white collar or whatever, blue collar, whatever, the salesman, right? The poor guy wasn't smart enough to go into construction or plumbing point of view, right? So the problem with UBI is that once that comes, you're going to get these lock-in contracts. So what does that mean? That means that your electric company can then combine, because most of the time right now, your phone company, your internet company, and sometimes your electric company are all on the same bill anyway, right? So then they can combine. They can lock you into a contract knowing that that's guaranteed money.
Did you just say your electric and your phone bill is on the same bill?
No, for me, it's my cable and internet are on the same.
Oh,
but
okay,
some people, it's cable, and they offer phone. Like if I wanted a home phone.
Yeah.
Or I could use my phone service and get home internet as well, which those should be separate companies. Those should not be bundled, right? You should have and then that way. Anyway, and then if you notice,
it's all communications.
Well, how many FCC, which I'm excited about. Trump put a good guy in there. But let me ask, how many internet options do you have in your area? Like right now, if you wanted to switch to a different internet company, how many options do you really have?
Got like 4 or 5 or better.
Wow. Most places have like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
And
because like we
yeah,
have, there's
you can't count
AT&T.
Starlink, by the way.
Okay, no, okay. Well, there's AT&T. There's Xfinity. There's Verizon. There's T-Mobile. And then you have we have this thing called CenturyLink.
Well, that's what I'm
We
saying.
have
How many local?
Hargray.
Like local. That's what I'm saying. Like how many local businesses, not multinational billion-dollar conglomerates.
I mean, those are the ones.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Those are when it comes to communication. Those now there are so CenturyLink is local. There's a few other ones, like there are local ones who are popping up, right? But you know what I'm saying, we do have we got a few. There's options, you know. Now there are places like apartment complexes, right, that tell you, yeah, you can only get internet through this one person. You can only get cable through these one people. You know what I'm saying? Because we're wired for these particular people to come in. So if you're going to have it in the house, and you could, you know, and that's if you have hardwire. But now, right, you have places where, you know, T-Mobile or Xfinity was like, hey, we'll give you wireless options. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you
Starlink
going
about to run it too.
Huh?
Starlink. You want to talk about where some of that Doge money going? It's going to supplement Starlink in every home. Watch. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, and guess what? If there is a Starlink contract right now, it was put in place by the Biden administration. Just like the Tesla contracts, just like the SpaceX contracts, right? These were all done by the Biden administration. That's the funny thing. That was, oh man, that was a beautiful own this week. I don't know if you've seen it.
Which one?
Rachel Maddow was like, oh yeah, Elon, he's up there and he's Trump's boy, and he put in billions of dollars, and now he got these contracts. You know, he's getting these backdoor payments with Trump. And they were like, yeah, he got these contracts from the Biden administration, not Trump.
I didn't say. I mean, but I've been. That's one of those things you forget that like they're shilling now on their side because it's just common knowledge. He's had these contracts, right? You know, I mean, who doesn't know that? If I was a Democrat and Rachel Maddow come out talking about that, I would be like, "You're lying to me," right? And that's the problem. I tell all the Democrats, like, you're being lied to, and they
You
don't
would, but the Democrats wouldn't. They're gonna eat it right up.
The fact that you're going to post Jasmine Crocker just screaming, Donald Trump shredding the Constitution. Oh, how? Shut up, Nazi.
Meanwhile, you say someone coming across the border illegally is not a crime.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that broad, bro. Look, people got mad. I got a strike. I got a strike on Facebook.
Oh no, what happened?
I said something. Let me see. What did I say?
Who did you call what?
You know I did. You know I said something. You know I said something. My words was where is it? Right here. I'm so tired of these okay, so I did say it. I did say it. And it's probably going to hurt some feelings, but I don't care. I'm so tired of these black bitches talking politics, bro.
LS.
I said it. I said it. I'm so tired of these black bitches talking politics, bro.
Right. You did say that. I remember.
I said it.
Liked it.
I said it. I sure did. And I wasn't saying it as if I don't want black women talking about politics. No, I actually do want black women engaged truthfully in politics. I do. But when you got these dumb bitches out here saying stupid shit, like coming across the American border illegally is not committing a crime, bitch. Illegal. Illegal.
She called Donald Trump the so-called president. The so
Bro, I
Demand
don't
a
like
recount.
bro.
We're
Look, I
good
don't.
with it. That's the difference.
I don't even care about her saying the so-called. I don't give a fuck about the so-called president statement because, bitch, you seen him get inaugurated. Shut up, ho.
That's the thing.
Shut up, ho. Shut up.
Yeah,
But the fact that you say that this man is trying to shred the Constitution. Y'all fighting for this man to control the executive, or you may have the power of the purse and you may say that, hey, we authorize this money to be spent. But he could be like, yeah, no, we're not spending no money. The executive offices, we're not spending any money. No, Department of Education, that's an executive office. We don't need it. We can operate it at well, they have money. Well, we'll operate it at a bare minimum.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do those projects. We can scrap all those projects tomorrow.
When
we don't spend the money. And then you know what happens when you don't spend the money? It goes back. And the next year's budget is smaller than the year before because you didn't spend all the money.
It's true. and then you can't. Well, because it's that thing. I mean, okay, so I'm legit. Here's the thing: I don't want one party rule, even if it's my party. But I think the Democrat, no one's really talking about this, dude. But I think they're going to crumble as a party for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, what do you? Money is food. If you don't, you know what I mean. If you don't eat, you die. So all of this taxpayer-funded BS getting funneled to the Democrats, gone. Okay, so that's one. Two, socially, they're destroying themselves. They're crazy now. You can't even post. I tried to post the Stephen A. Smith video of him saying, no wonder I'm a leading. He's like, that is the dumbest thing that you would want me for president. I respect him for saying that, right? But then he showed that video of all them saying the same thing, and he's like, no wonder I'm a leading candidate. Look at what you're dealing with.
I seen something today. I retweeted it.
She needs some dick in their life.
And I was like, oh shit. Stephen A said that? Hold on. I'm gonna make it. I know we all over the place with the show and the topics, but it's just a great show, man.
Yeah.
It's just a great show.
You know, I have to pull it up now. But yeah, of course.
Right here.
But you try to play that for some of your crazier Democratic friends and go, just look at this, man. He's making a valid point on why we're losing. And they go crazy. They ignore it and they're like, you're a piece of shit, crazy Nazis. You're like, what? I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? So
they gonna learn. They gonna learn the hard way. I'm mad that I missed this. I'm glad that I seen it now though, because yo, they could crumble, but I got to be real, bro. I got to be so real.
Yeah,
this is where the problem's gonna play in. The problem is so many people, so many conservatives, the black conservatives, the white conservatives, they underestimate the black people in the cities like Atlanta, Savannah, Philadelphia, Chicago, any major city where there's Democrat rent, right?
Mm-hmm.
They underestimate the black community and their loyalty to the Democrat Party, right?
Yeah.
That loyalty isn't going to break no matter what they say and do right now. That loyalty isn't going to break unless something so crazy, so wild, so earth-shattering to them. And this is one thing that we could be about to see. and that's the divorce of Barack and Michelle Obama. If Barack and Michelle divorce, the black people will be shattered and in shambles, and then we can play something like this.
FBI had at least 26 confidential informants on the ground when the Capitol was stormed on January 6, 2021. The report says most of the informants engaged in illegal activity during the chaos. The Justice Department says only 3 of its 26 informants present had been instructed to observe potential domestic terrorist suspects on the day of the riot. The rest of the 23 appeared to have gone to the Capitol on their own accord. Upon hearing news of the report, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance posted the following on X, quote, "For those keeping score at home, this was labeled a dangerous conspiracy theory months ago," end quote. Didn't hear anything about that for the election. Didn't hear anything about that when the quote-unquote insurrection was broached. I'm really, really sick and tired of every time I turn around finding something else that the Democrats have lied about or downplayed or misrepresented along the way. I mean, I see Republicans like Megyn Kelly or Officer Tatum or Candace Owens or, the Sean Hannitys of the world. You know what I'm getting tired of? You know what I'm getting to the Democratic Party? You know what I'm getting really pissed off about? I'm getting really ticked off at every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right.
Wow.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Yeah.
Something so earth-shattering, like the possibility of Michelle and Barack divorcing, can shatter where they can play that from Stephen A. Smith. And then it'll break. But until then, they're going to lockstep vote Democrat in those city areas.
Right.
And that's what's going to keep them afloat.
Yeah,
that's what's going to keep them afloat.
It's going to dovetail into one of our
I want to
topics.
mention that President Donald Trump will deliver an address tonight in prime time to the House and Senate lawmakers on Capitol Hill. The speech will resemble something like a State of the Union address. Meanwhile, Democrats today have gone out of their way to post messages on social media about the current Trump administration and what's happening to American lives. The problem is they're all literally saying the same damn thing. Don't believe me? Check it out.
I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation is getting worse.
Inflation
Not
is
better.
getting
The
worse.
prices of groceries,
Which is
gas,
not.
Now you see why Stephen A. Smith was in the polls as a presidential candidate? You see what I'm talking about? You see that idiocy right there? You talk about something, people being tone deaf. Why the hell would 22 Democratic senators be literally echoing the same thing and think that would resonate with the American people? All it shows is that the same fabric of our democracy is unchanging in the eyes of some of these officials, and as a result, the constituency they represent, which is why Donald Trump is in office. What, do I have to come up to Capitol Hill and give you lessons? Seriously, you don't get it? All you did, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Chuck Schumer. Let's all get together. Let's put this in a prompter, and all together, albeit in separate rooms, we'll grab a microphone and say the same damn thing. And that's what's going to resonate with the American people. And then you wonder why you're no longer in power. You wonder why Trump is in the White House. You wonder why a vice president like J.D. Vance has the authority to spew in the direction of the president of another nation.
Because he a fucking millennial, you fucking dickhead. We don't motherfucking mince our words.
Also, he an alpha. He's not here. He came from a single parent home all the way up. Trust. Look, we just play differently. We just have to survive it. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna? No, daddy taught me how to act in public. Okay, clearly. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it is what it is. Okay, so what? I raised myself, bitch. Say something. So anyway, I like JD a lot. So shout out to JD Memes. So, all right, man, let's get off that. That was a side swipe. Not a bad one, but let's get off that. Rob Smith mentioned something today. Or excuse me, got on something on the Patrick Bet David show. Wanted to bring it up. Pretty interesting here. I got the bookmark. Where did it go? There it is right there. Interesting. And, thought we're going to get just a little bit into it. This is the clip of what he was doing. I have no time shared. And so we are going to pull that right up. Bam. And here it is. This is about Derek Chauvin, the officer currently serving for murdering George Floyd, and his opinion on the conversation that is being had right now about giving him a pardon. And here we go.
There is absolutely nothing beneficial that pardoning Chauvin would do.
Can you hear
for
that?
The Trump administration, for this country, for race relations, for anybody else. It is absolutely destructive. It makes no sense. And so for me, when I first saw this, generally conversations that happen come from the ground up. Usually there's some sort of murmuring under, and then it kind of like bubbles up, and then it becomes a national conversation. This seems to be a very top-down conversation that comes from somebody with an enormous amount of influence. This is nothing that anybody was talking about or thinking about. So it really makes me question, why is this conversation happening right now? It makes me question, why did Ben Shapiro want to start this conversation right now? Who does this benefit? Doesn't benefit Trump, doesn't benefit America, doesn't benefit race relations. It doesn't benefit anything. And the last point I'll make on it is this. There are very few people that can actually really speak to in depth what was going on in that trial, how how George Floyd actually died, et cetera, et cetera. There's probably 5 people that have, spent the bulk of their day on a podcast set every single day, like Ben Shapiro, like maybe 2 or 3 other people that can really talk to you in depth about this. So then they're positioning themselves to say, no, listen to me. I'm the one who really knows about this. So what? Trump's agenda is supposed to be derailed. Where we're at as a country right now is supposed to be derailed because these leftists and these Democrats are looking for a reason to have another race war. That is what they love. So why this conversation is happening right now, I have no idea.
You're not for it at all?
No, I am not.
All right. Boom.
Peanut butter and jelly. I bet you he's for it, huh? What did peanut butter and jelly say? Interesting. You're not for it at all. Interesting. Fuck you mean interesting? Why the fuck would I be for it? Like why in today's world? I'm not talking about a perfect world. I'm not talking about where everything, you know what I'm saying? Damn, man. You're right. I accidentally stepped on your shoe. I'm sorry. It's okay, man. Accidents happen. I mean, it's my shoes. The whole point is for me to protect my feet as I walk around in dirt and shit and all types of other so I don't stub my toe on the side of it. Oh, I accidentally got a scuff. Well, I'm glad I had shoes on because if it wasn't a scuff, it probably ended up being a broken toe.
Yeah.
Right? We're not in that perfect world. And things happen. And reactions happen to certain situations. So, hey, sorry, guy. I'm so sorry that you sat on another man's back for 10 minutes. I'm sorry you made that decision to stay on his back. I'm sorry that your fellow officers and your friends didn't tell you, all right, man, that's enough. Get up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the man died while you were sitting on his back for 10 minutes. I'm sorry
that happened. I'm sorry that he did whatever he did, whether he popped a pill, smoked some bad crack, swallowed a sack, whatever it is that he did that caused fentanyl to be in his system where he can have an OD or a bodily reaction. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry that I believe reports say that you knew that he was having an overdose. You knew?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you knew and you did not render aid to make sure that he was. I'm sorry that when you put him in the car, he was, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And instead of you doing some type of breathing symptoms with him, like, hey man, it's okay, calm down, we're gonna work this out. You don't have to, don't hyperventilate. I'm sorry that you didn't go and do that side of the procedure. I'm sorry that instead of standing him up there because the air's up there and not down here, right? I'm so sorry that you laid him on his stomach and on his chest at the lowest place possible and expect him to gain air while he's saying he can't breathe. I'm sorry that you did that. Those are all horrible events that happen in a chain and a succession, okay? That calls for a person to lose their life. And unfortunately, they lost their life under you. Literally. Not only under your care and supposedly under your protection because you're the one who placed them under arrest.
Yeah, I think the key there is custody, right?
You're
in their custody.
Come on now.
You know what I mean?
Come on. So yeah. So now technically, is it not a murder? Is it a manslaughter? Technically. However, a life was lost in your custody. And while in your custody, you said, I just saw a video of something today, right? Where I think it was Libs of TikTok that shared it, where some lady, it was either her child or an adopted child, they sat on the child for a couple of minutes, killed the child, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I saw that. I was being serious. I didn't want to laugh while being serious while talking about, right? She killed the child. She got something like 6 years.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, she deserves more than 6 years. She killed that child. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. Well, listen, hear me out. I'm sure she didn't intend on killing that child when she sat on that child, although she's a big bitch. She's a big bitch. But she didn't intend on killing that child. So she got the manslaughter charge that you guys are advocating for Derek Chauvin.
No, they're talking about full pardon, but
Yeah, I mean pardon, but